I am currently in Colorado and I have so much to update you on. I'm also in my mom's car because she drove here and I flew to Idaho first, which we need to backtrack and I need to just catch you up. But the reason why I'm in Colorado is it's my niece's birthday and birthday party, and my sister still needed a few things, and my mom's cooking us dinner tonight, so she needed some items, so I decided to do the errands because I also need to film a video. Before we go get those items, I'm gonna go grab Chipotle because I'm hungry and I don't really want to walk in a grocery store starving. And I'll tell you about Idaho. Overall, I took a social media break. It may not seem like it to you. I took a break from TikTok. I'm used to posting 1 to 3 videos a day. And on Instagram, I've already been slacking a little bit, but I decided to also take a break from there. So it was a very much needed refresh, and that brings me to this video and what's going on all together. But let's go run into Chipotle and let me tell you about my Idaho trip. Alright, the sun is really bright and the lighting's probably awful. I already got the Chipotle. My plan was to eat Chipotle inside Chipotle and chit chat in there. But that Chipotle was across from a university and there was like no seats and it was so busy. So what I did instead was drove to the grocery store that I have the list of things that I need to get, and I'm gonna eat in this parking lot and talk with you. She hooked it up. Let me know what your Chipotle order is in the comments, but what I get is brown rice, half chicken, half steak, corn, queso, cheese, and lettuce. This is your first video seeing me. My name is Haley and I'm a full-time solo traveler. I am currently doing some seasonal work in Arizona and starting my jewelry business, and then I'll be hitting the road again in April. But I am technically on vacation, and there is a difference between vacation and travel. I've had a few people comment on my TikToks being like, oh, you're just on vacation all the time. No, I'm not on vacation all the time. Right now, I am on vacation. I'm gonna read the definition of traveling and vacationing so people know the difference. Vacation or holiday is a leave of absence from a regular occupation or a specific trip, usually for the purpose of recreation or tourism and returning back to your home. Yeah, so that's vacation. When I live on the road full time, that is traveling. And the definition for travel is more about discovering different cultures and expanding your horizon. I said this in my pros and cons video that you learn a lot more about a place when you're living on the road than you do if you're flying. Anyways, I'm not on vacation, people, and I'm still working when I'm on the road. So let me talk about my time in Idaho. I had a lot of fun. I got to visit my uncle and aunt. I love it up there. I did film a few clips, but since they're in northern Idaho, I had to fly into Spokane, Washington, which that was the first time I ever flew into Spokane. But I got a ride on the snowmobile that night. It felt like Star Wars because the headlights and it was snowing, and that was my first time ever going on a snowmobile. And then the next day I actually got to drive it for a bit. We also went over to his neighbor's. It was so magical. His neighbor has a whole forest in his backyard. But we did get stuck a few times. Since there was no trails packed down yet, we kept getting stuck. We just ended up making our way out and driving them in the fields. It started to sleet and it was so painful driving. I was getting pelted. And then the last few days I was there, it was rainy and foggy. I've never seen so much fog in my life. It was so cool, I'm not gonna lie. But his neighbor called the next day and said, you need to come over. There's a calf. We gotta go over there and see this 8-hour-old calf. It was so cute. And then even the next day, he ended up finding another calf that was born in a puddle. Could you imagine starting your life out in a puddle? They were both bulls. And then I went into the sauna a few times, relaxed. It was great. I love going in saunas. And the bucket of water when I first went in there was frozen. Even though we didn't do much, I needed that relaxation time, and up there it's just so peaceful. And I'm about to have a crazy February and March, so that was very much needed. And now I'm in Colorado. I flew from Spokane, Washington, Salt Lake City, had an hour-and-a-half layover, and then I flew to Denver, and now I'm here. My nieces are so stinking cute. I miss them so much. They're getting so big. They grow up so fast. My niece is having a tea party birthday. My sister handmade the Cinderella dress dress, except for instead of blue, she did it in pink because that's what my niece wanted. My sister is so talented. She didn't even have a template. She just went for it. It is so stinging cute. And my sister just goes full out for birthday parties and stuff. Friends are gonna come over. My sister made these felt crowns. They can decorate them. She made like a beanbag toss game. And speaking of my sister, I always have her Etsy shop linked down below. I know if she were to get more consistent orders, she would do more custom stuff like what she made my niece's party dress. But until then, she does quilted sweatshirts and other things like that, and they're super cute, so you should go check it out and support her because she is a small business. I'm gonna finish this and then we're gonna run into King Supers, and then I'll show you a little grocery haul. Grocery haul. This is what my sister needed. Solo cups, plastic forks, and the last thing she needed was Elmer's glue for the crowns that they're gonna make. And this is what my mom needed. Is making lasagna soup for dinner. So she needed lasagna noodles, ricotta cheese, beef broth, Italian sausage, tomato paste, and shredded mozzarella. My sister has everything else at the house. That is all she needed. Colorado just started where you have to pay for bags, and it wasn't letting me hit add bag. Like, it just wasn't working. So I called the lady over because, you know, I'm not just gonna hit no bags and then I walk away with one bag. And she was like, it's one bag, it's no big deal. I saved 10 cents. And for the rest of the way home, I'm gonna sit and chit chat because we have a serious conversation to discuss. Let's go. But before we do that, I'm gonna top off my mom's tank. Now, let's hit the road and chit chat. I also want to make it clear my camera is set up where I can have both hands on the steering wheel and pay attention while I'm driving. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit burnt out when it came to social media. That's why I took a break. I almost quit, and I'm not saying fully quit YouTube, but I have a goal to post one video once a week on YouTube, and I've been doing it for 9 months now. And since I took the social media break, I was like, well, why don't I do a YouTube break? And then I was like, I can't do that. I can't give up. I want to post for a full year. When it comes to YouTube, I've always wanted to make something out of it. And I know consistency is key. And I didn't want to take one video break. But sometimes it's hard to pick up the camera and record when you're just like, this whole last week, I wasn't really doing much. I was relaxing. I've been hanging out with family. I didn't have, and I know this video may not be my best work, and I'm gonna have videos like that where I'm not super proud of, but I didn't want to fail and give up. And it might sound silly to some of you because you're probably like, just take the one video, it's fine. But for me, I would have failed because for 1 year, one video a week, when you say it, it doesn't seem hard, but after a while you do get burnt out of it, or you just are having a lazy week or a relaxed week and you just don't think it's gonna be that interesting to some people. I know there's people who've been on YouTube for years and they have videos like this every now and then where it's just, you know? I don't know. I'm proud of myself for doing this and whipping a video out, and I did film like little snippets here and there, and I know this video is gonna be a short one, but I'm just proud that I still picked up the camera and got something. And this was the week I was most likely gonna fail, and I like I said, I know people will be like, Haley, it's really not that big. It's a big deal to me, okay? It's a big deal to me because this is something I am taking serious and I want to do. I know and I see amazing outcomes of people on YouTube, and I may be small, but skipping a day like that, just no. And I already know what I'm filming for next week. Hopefully I explained everything well enough. I don't know. Burnout can get real. My creative juices haven't been flowing.